Have you ever had that quiet, kind of creeping feeling that you're just a little bit stuck? Well, today we're going to break down this really powerful idea called the logic of unintentional drift. We're going to figure out what that feeling really is, and maybe more importantly, where it's actually taking you. This quote right here, man, it just nails it, doesn't it? This is that middle ground. See, the problem is you don't hate your life. There's no big crisis, no emergency, no fire you have to put out. It's just fine. And because it's just fine, you don't go anywhere.
So let's give this a name. Let's call it the comfortable trap. It's that state where the days just kind of pass by quietly, you know? There's no real friction, no sense of urgency. And that lack of urgency, that is exactly what makes it so dangerous.
And here's the psychology behind it, which is pretty wild. When things are just good enough, our brains don't really flag it as a problem that needs solving. So we tell ourselves, oh, I'll get to it later, I've got time, just assuming that some big event in the future will finally push us to make a change.
And that assumption gets fueled by this, the daily loop. I mean, take a look. Does any of this feel familiar? You wake up, you fall into the same old routine, scroll a bit, work a bit, find some distraction, then you go to sleep and do it all over again tomorrow. It's this hypnotic rhythm that can go on for weeks, months, even years, without you really noticing.
Okay, so that's the loop. It's hypnotic, but the real danger isn't about how it feels today. The real danger is where it's logically taking you. And this gets us to the core idea here, the logic of drift. So, unintentional drift, what is it? Think of it as the future you're building, not because of some huge failure, but because of all those normal, harmless days piled one on top of the other without any real intention behind them. You end up at a destination simply because you didn't actively choose a different one. The key here is that it's not an accident, it's an outcome. And check this out. This shows you exactly what that looks like. Over on the left, that's you today, right? You're in that comfortable middle. You figure you've got time. Things are okay, but not great. A little distracted. But if nothing changes, what does that future version of you look like? Well, it's not a mystery. That comfort just becomes predictable. Okay becomes numb. And that little bit of distraction, it grows into a deep sense of frustration. You basically just become a more tired version of who you are right now. And let's be really clear about this. That future is not some random roll of the dice. It's a direct construction. It's being built brick by brick with every single day you repeat the same habits, lean on the same old excuses, and avoid doing the hard things. The path is already paved. So how do you break out of this? How do you stop it? It actually starts with a pretty simple but really profound shift in your perspective. It means asking yourself one critical question that, honestly, most of us never even stop to consider. And here it is. What happens if your next year, the next 365 days, looks exactly like your last 30 days? Same routines, same energy level, same priorities. Don't even think about your dreams or your big plans. Just take the reality of your last month and project it forward. Where does that actually get you? This right here is the fundamental change in thinking. It's a pivot from that emotional check-in of, so how do I feel today, to a logical projection. Okay, based on my actual actions, where am I headed? Your feelings can be, well, they can be misleadingly comfortable, but your trajectory, that's just cold, hard logic. Okay, so once you see that trajectory clearly, the next step is actually changing it. And here's the good news. You don't need some massive explosion in your life. All it takes is one small, intentional shift. Seriously, let this sink in. You don't have to quit your job or move across the country or completely reinvent yourself. You just need to find one small lever, one tiny habit that can change your course by just a few degrees. Because over time, that tiny little change leads you to a completely different destination. So, what does a small change even look like? Well, it could be as simple as this. Going to bed 30 minutes earlier. Taking a 15-minute walk every day. Or, how about this one? Committing to one single hour of focused work with your phone in another room. See, these aren't life-shattering changes, but they are trajectory-altering. They inject a little bit of intention into an otherwise automatic day. And that's really the final insight. Once you see the logical endpoint of where you're drifting, making a small change, it stops feeling like this big, dramatic, overwhelming thing you have to do. It stops being something you'll get to someday. Instead, it starts to feel absolutely fundamentally necessary. It becomes necessary for the future self you'd actually like to be. So the real question is, what's your one small change going to be?